Stephanie, do you think I'm ever going to get married again?
Oh, yes. You have to marry the sun guy.
Oh, what's the sun guy? Is there anything that you could say about career, finance?
Like for Tori, I mean, you have a huge career change happening.
What?
I'm okay if this isn't for them or they don't believe in it.
Were you going to say judge me?
No, I'm sure that's in there too, though.
It looks like you're going to be more controversial than you have been in the past.
What? More controversial? Whoa. Wait.
How much is written? Like, I know there's free will. Like, how much free will do we have versus how much is kind of laid out?
Oldish. The art of knowing more and caring less. With your host, Randy Spelling, Brian Austin Green, and Sharna Burgess.
We are back today with the second follow-up episode of the Master Astrologer, Stephanie Jourdan, where Tori and I are looking at our charts and being told all sorts of wild things. I hope you're going to have as much fun as we had with this episode.
Well done.
Stephanie, do you think I'm ever going to get married again?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Oh, she went, yes. But it could be one of these 5. Is that?
No, you don't marry one of the 5. No, you have to marry the sun guy.
Oh, what's the sun guy?
Number 6 is the sun guy?
Well, there's a lot of there's 5 Plutos, and then there's the sun guy who is got kind of a baby face a little bit, but handsome. And he's got really good taste, and he gets who you are, and he asks you good questions and really listens and is very respectful. I would say he's more sensual than sexual, but he's romantic. But where the Pluto guy is super sexual. He's always being seductive. The sun guy wakes up happy, brings you flowers for no reason, tells you how grateful he is you're in his life, likes to dance around the living room for no reason. He's really clever. He's smart. He's self-made.
Oh, I like clever. Is he funny?
He's funny. He's super funny. He's very trendy. And so he'll appreciate that you will go with him to all the trendy things. Let me see what his bad parts are.
Wait. Does he like sushi?
I'm sure it's in the 4th house of food. He does. He loves food adventures.
Yes.
He's a very sensual person. He's spontaneous. He has really good taste. You'll love this. He has really good taste in women. You would even be friends with women from his past. You'd be like, yeah, I don't mind being in that group. That's pretty good. I would say his negatives are he doesn't say when things are bothering him.
Oh, God. Sounds like me.
But so you two will understand each other. You will know if he does this, he's ready to leave the dinner party. Like the two of you have your own language. He likes to always he likes to be young and probably another alien. And he will, he's kind of a natural, it's the sun. So it's a natural father figure. And the sun does rule entertainment industry. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Like, rules the entertainment industry. So probably that's where he hails from. But he would be a behind the scenes person, not a front of the camera person at all. Behind the scenes. Listens very carefully. I like that guy for you.
Okay, good. I hope I like that guy for me. Yeah. I'm the problem.
Okay. But I'm watching Tori as you're saying all of this.
Oh, boy.
And what I'm hearing in her mind, I don't know if this is true or not, when you're like more sensual than sexual, and she's like, nope, he's really nice. And you're like, oh, well, I kind of want nice, but I'm not attracted to nice. But here's the thing. Maybe you need to play out who you're normally attracted to 4 more times to start building something different inside, so you actually are then attracted to someone like that. Because it seems like a big jump that right now you would just be attracted to someone like that. However, if you do the dance a little bit, you're going to be like, no, I really don't want that. No, that doesn't feel good until maybe someone like that gels.
But I did go for someone like this once, and then
Once.
Oh, okay.
I've been married twice. And I left him for the other version.
Yeah, because the Pluto guy comes and he's like, he seems like a king and he sweeps you off your feet and promises everything and then can't deliver because it's actually someone who didn't evolve emotionally. Sorry to your ex-person.
No, it's okay. He delivered 5 times, 5 beautiful babies.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. The other guy, the sun guy, is actually emotionally mature. Is
Great.
present, doesn't say when he doesn't like something in public, but can talk about anything with you. Like there's nothing where you feel like,
I
oh,
like
I'm going to
that.
have to deal with all this defensiveness.
Mm.
And he's fun, and he likes drama in a positive way. Let's see what I get why you're not going to be attracted to him because he's not the knight that comes in. But he actually turns out to be the knight. Wouldn't you like to have someone who's got your back? Like you could just be like, I don't need to worry about things. Mr. Sun has it fine. I could
In
just
theory, yes.
sleep today.
But I don't see it when it's there. So I'm not doing these things on purpose.
Not yet. But think about when you're talking about Charlie, who is a great guy, really
That was
nice
my first
guy.
husband. Really nice
You
guy.
were also how old? 30?
28 when I met him. So not ready, maybe.
So by the time you got married, though, what age? Yeah, you were still so young.
31.
You're still playing this out. So I think that's what is
Okay.
being communicated is you still have a little ways to go in terms of changing that inner structure that attracts that type of person. So the more that you say no, the more that inner structure starts to change until you actually will be attracted to the guy. It won't
Okay.
maybe be the same exact type of spark, but
Okay.
you and I both know that crazy, lusty, magnetic, whatever doesn't
Yeah,
last.
those are good
Like,
descriptors.
But why can't it last if it's the right person?
Because that Pluto guy hates himself. Oh, you know what? Okay, that's really good. If you really tap into your power,
Yes, that's
hold
what I
on,
mean.
then you could attract a more vulnerable Pluto type of man who would say, I used to have addiction issues maybe, or liar cheater maybe, sorry, but liar cheater.
Okay, no. Okay,
I
maybe
u-
we don't need him.
okay, just say anything. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I can't be wrong. Everyone has to agree with me, and which is not going to work for you.
the other one
No.
sounded really good.
Yeah, the new version sounded really good. But I still want that spark to be there. But
No, she's not saying that there's not a spark there. There's a difference of someone coming
you
in.
said it.
Right. Well, I said it. I'm not saying that there's not a spark. I think that like energy of overtaking of like, whoa, this person. And you get into these relationships
Yeah.
and then you're like, it's the same energy. It's the same person.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a change
They
there.
make better
Steph-
friends for you. Just don't marry them.
Wait.
Have sex with them. Don't marry them. Yeah.
So if I listen to myself, could I potentially have 5 of these Plutos that aren't going to stay, and then one more marriage, and that will be the last marriage? It'll stick or no?
Yeah. That would be great. It does mean you're going to shift a bit and give up some of your Taurus pride.
Oh, I'm happy to give that up. Doing everything. I would help.
Right, but is there something in the blueprint that's there that like there's that's in her chart as to why she always does that?
Yes. Good question. Let's figure it out. It looks like it was such a it's hard doing readings for famous people, You want to just look at it fresh. You were expected to make the family first, even though that is not what your chart is about. You love family, but you have a big role in the world as a storyteller.
I agree. Whoa, did you just hear that voice come out? Whoa.
Well, I did not expect you to say that at all.
Did you just hear a confident side of me just come out? Did you hear that?
I didn't even think you were going to agree with that.
So when you did things that were considered good for the family, it looks like it was like, oh, good. And you have Saturn pushing down it being all about you. Even though you're supposed to be famous in childhood and you're supposed to be iconic and you're supposed to tell your personal life to the world, good job. It does look like it's got to get back to being you. So these Pluto men, they are really clear it's all about them. They're never wrong. You're wrong. It's your fault. You should have done more. Really? Okay. So you've got to get back to all that really matters is I am loving my life. I'm having fun. Isn't it fun being a star? You're supposed to be a star. So
I don't want to be a star. I want to be a leader. I guess historically, when we think of, or at least when I think of a star, I think of someone who's in front of the camera. I think of someone in the past that isn't in control, but is someone that is hired to do something.
you just said the difference. You just said it. The way to blend these archetypes is in front of the camera and in control. That's it. Thanks. Very good. So then the men you'll attract will be different because you're different. And they will be able to be vulnerable. So you don't get this person that's manipulating you nonstop, because the Pluto men that you tend to draw in never stop manipulating.
Is it hard for men to come in, even if they're not Pluto guys, and be with a female that is so driven, so successful in any field?
Well, the sun guy likes that you're driven, likes that you're successful.
Sometimes I feel like it's not always a conscious choice. It's what's in the DNA. Am I talking out of school here?
Say more.
I don't know. Now I'm getting nervous. Like,
No, don't get nervous. Just say, so I make sure I understand too. What's in the DNA?
men doing men roles to some extent. And
so like the archetype of a man, you're saying,
of a man.
right?
It takes a very
strong man
yes.
to come in and be with a
comfortable
female
yes.
who is
equally
successful, out there, forward facing, because they're with a known personality, and that's big and that's hard to stand next to sometimes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what you were raised to expect. I don't think it's all that's possible for you. I think it is what was modeled for you, and it requires you to look and see confidence and strength in different ways.
I think any male that I've ever been with, it's a challenging world to be a part of. You know, you could tell someone like, this is my life, it's public, you know, it's a big life. And they'll be like, oh, no, I understand. Thank you for saying that. I can handle it. And then there's always an aspect of it that they're like, whoa, like paparazzi, like following you places. They'll be like, wait, this isn't normal. And it's like, and that's like a very shallow thing to say, like paparazzi. It's
an example though.
It's just one example. That's happened with somebody that I've been with, that they're like, this is not normal, paparazzi chasing us, you know? Like, and it's like, well, I didn't ask for that part of it. So.
But this is changing for you since November 20th last year. So you are leaving your old definition of what a man is. And since November 20th, you are moving into a fresh definition of what a man is.
Wait, November 20th this year or last year?
No, last year.
Last year.
You started.
Last
I
year.
started the shift, even if I didn't know.
Yes, things started to get questioned within you. Is this, well, probably first of why do I want this? And then second, I want to respond in a way that's more free. I don't want to have to worry about what's coming at me when I just say what I want. Did that not start? And it's taking you into feeling very wholeness, into wholeness. Like, I'm okay no matter what he's doing. I'm me. If he's upset, he wants that. That's fine. I can be happy. It's very free of codependence. I don't need him to have a certain response or like me when I'm a certain way. I'm just going to be myself. And if that doesn't work for him, then he can go and we'll get another one in. What you do get is a whole new type of people in your life, new situations, new groups. It's very mentally stimulating for you. And it looks like you're going to have new stories to tell that give people, because it involves an audience, that give people more hope.
I like
And
that.
you're their heroine, what you've been through, and now what you're moving into.
Yeah, I was just curious, looking at astrology, and I mean, there's so much information, I guess, that you're gathering, that you're seeing. I guess it's two questions. One, how scientific is this, astrology versus are you looking at this psychically, intuitively? Like how
Different
do you get all of
astrologers
this?
do it differently. And I admire those ones that go out and look at the night sky and they keep track of where everything is. And they will tell you, here's all the possibilities. Sometimes they'll make specific predictions. Usually it's very, like, it could be this, could be that. I believe that my planets are talking to the client's planets and telling me what to focus on. I feel it's an interaction. I think when you're talking to the astrologer, you as the ego is having this interaction with someone who sees everything that your ego does not see. So it's a pretty magical, I think, opportunity. Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? And the astrologer might adjust it over time, but that first meeting, you really get, here's what's going on, because that individual's holding that energy for you.
But I feel like you're a blend because you're looking at all the astrology. So you're looking at the chart and you're taking the science of the chart, but then there's this other interpretation, correct?
Well, I don't start anything without the chart. So I wouldn't look at you and say, oh, I get this from you. It's not really psychic reading in that way. But I will
Got
look
it.
at the chart and kind of glaze over a little bit and what is important here. So when I still have Tori's chart on the screen, so I looked at him like childhood star, world role model. Woo, what is that past life? Okay. And what are these men? Okay, I got to address that. And whoa, big changes coming up. Huge, but good, but positive. And then I see, wow, it seems like this person would have everything. And yet Mars in the area of receiving has got some issues. So I'm kind of like, oh, Mars square Neptune. So you're not getting really who you are. And then it gets reflected to you by men, Mars men, who don't really get who you are. And then you tend to think, Mars and Pisces second, I guess it's my fault. So it blocks money, it blocks recognition, it keeps you with these men who are not emotionally evolved. That's a hard part. And on top of that, it's in what's called a T-square. So we have Neptune and Venus opposite, 180 degrees, and then Mars perpendicular. It's the hardest configuration you could have. So even though
Well
magical
done.
chart,
Of course.
Oh, I want to get to the fantastic and good part, but I think there's a question that people might grapple with is how much of this is written in the stars and how much is like fatalistic versus what can you change? So you're seeing all these things and the chart is reflecting some of this. How can this, can this be changed and play out differently, or do things normally play out as seen?
so I think the soul picks out when to be born to get the right family members, situations, conscious talents. I think it's very intentional most of the time. And I think that people go off script. And you can see two people's charts like, you two should be together. And yet one doesn't want to be. Like they're writing the script a different way. And will they keep encountering that same issue? Probably, yes. I think when we come back to the blueprint of the chart and find a positive way to make those planets express themselves, our life is easier, more enjoyable. We love it. We have what we want more effortlessly. I think eventually you keep butting up against the chart, the birth chart. You hit a point of, okay, I'm tired of doing this way. I'm tired of all these sexy men. So you have to just kind of return to,
Those sexy men.
got to get back to what makes me happy. Well, we're all cursed in different ways, I guess.
So, like, if this were a television show, it could be like a hybrid of scripted and non-scripted.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And
Because you're going to
Okay.
evolve from who you were. So who you
Right.
were when you picked your chart as a soul has evolved through your physical life. So you could make like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to do this now.
Wow. So, okay. Thank you for answering that, because I was curious, right? Like how much of this, I ask this question to myself all the time. How much is written? Like I know there's free will. Like how much free will do we have versus how much is kind of laid out? And, I know there's not an exact answer, but it's just interesting to hear different takes on it.
I think we have total free will, but we had things we wanted to do in this life and things we thought would bring about our growth and progress. And so it's good to attend to those, but you could do it in all kinds of ways.
Yes, I so agree with you. And I know that if you're not living, doing the things that you're meant to do, there's a cost to it. You'll feel out of alignment. You'll feel something's missing, something's wrong. And it's hard sometimes to describe. For some people, it's a really big feeling. For some, it's not as tangible, but there is this message, this feeling like something's off here. I just feel that there's more.
That's a good feeling to follow.
Yes.
Especially in your chart, Randy, with all these planets in the first house, the ascendant, the sun, Mercury, and Pluto. Pluto, like desire. First house, our path. You need to always want more. There's going to be a tendency because of the Libra part to feel I should just be satisfied. This is a good life. This should be enough. And to rationalize things. But really, for your blueprint, you need to want more. More and more and more. And you need not to care whether you're hurting people or not, because this is the hiccup. I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's it. That is, and I do struggle with this idea of more. And maybe this is the Libra in me, the balance. Working with people is like trying to find a place of happiness and peace and fulfillment in the chaos in one's life. However, I think you have that feeling. I have that feeling where it's like more. And I've always questioned that is it because we come from a family where, you know, our father did so much. I mean, mom too, right? Like everything was just big and done. And, you know, he achieved so much, such a massive pinnacle of success. Is that what's driving that internal more? I need to do something. Or is there this soul self that's like, there is more, there's a bigger impact, there's more to reach, there's, you know?
Well, your father, Saturn, in your chart, in your 12th house of souls from past lives, is making a 120-degree angle to Chiron, which is your very last life. So you and your dad, this is not a new relationship. Let me look at Tori's. This is someone you're comfortable with, you know. Okay, and also nighttime chart. And it looks like for you, Tori, this is someone who could understand how much talent you have and make sure doors got opened.
Yeah. Well, I'm so interested to know. I mean, we talked about love and relationships. Is there anything that you could say about career, finance, anything? And do you want to know about any of that?
Sure.
So your chart's power for manifestation is in emotion, but that is not what you were raised to believe. So in the area of beliefs, you've got Aries. It's like push, get it done, do it, don't talk about it, do it. But money wants to come through Pisces, through feeling, through imagination, through being receptive, like not pushing, letting it come in. Career ruled by Scorpio, moon in Scorpio. Also there, moon rules your work, your 6th house of work. It's also all about feeling, emotion. And yet your planets, you got a lot of air sign stuff and earth sign and fire. You're pretty practical for someone who's an interrupter, a rebel, pretty practical. But this shows things will happen for you when you feel it. And because Aquarius is the future, you need to feel the future and not go to worst case scenario. Like, what if this happens? Or what if that doesn't happen? No. It's going to happen. You're a wizard. It's going to happen. But you have to feel it. So you got to feel this new relationship. You've got to feel the new, you have a huge career change happening.
What?
A change in your career. That doesn't mean you're going to change your career, or does it?
It looks like you're going to be more controversial than you have been in the past.
More controversial. Whoa. Wait.
More visible and more quirky. And it's like you're taking people on explorations. And it looks fun. And it looks like, looks like television in a great way. But you're more unpredictable than you have been in the past. And it looks like you are telling stories, great stories, or maybe you're writing them, but they're great. This is because the planet Pluto was at 1 degree Libra when you were born. It rules your career. And now Pluto is at 1 degree Aquarius, so air sign to air sign. Aquarius is you, it's your rising. So it's bringing you unexpected opportunities that seem out of your control that just happen. Like suddenly there's this, and you just have to trust yourself that even though you've never done it before, it'll go great. And to be okay with not always having the right answers. It's exciting. It's like the next 18 years. It's good.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I know that is exciting. I'm able to interpret that in what I think is.
It looks like an easier life. Yeah. Things just show up on your path.
That is
Yeah.
so weird. Okay. So I'm always like, I'm too tired. I need it's all this like stuff. And then you just said easier and I got a pit in my stomach and it felt like I was like, no, wait, I don't want easier. But I could change that.
No, I want to be proud. I struggled. No, forget the pride. Just take easy.
Well, we can redefine words. Easier doesn't have to mean like, oh, it's not going to be a hard, struggling life. Maybe I don't want easier and I don't ever want to take the easy road in the way that I want to keep creating and keep making new opportunities, I don't want to.
But what if that is the easy road?
That's what I mean. I can redefine easy for myself.
Okay.
But my gut instinct when you said that was like, ooh, I don't want easy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good thing to look at.
Okay.
Because your Sun and Mercury, they are proud that it wasn't handed to them. And if people think things were just handed to you, they don't know. But their part's done. Now it's time for easy.
Understood.
Easy is probably going to be like you get this amazing idea. You're like, oh my God, this is a fantastic idea. And then you easily put all the people together.
Yeah.
It'll probably be that kind of easy.
That wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Right,
that
like
all my innovative ideas are actually coming to fruition.
It's like it flows.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's something interesting that Stephanie is mentioning about this. Like, I struggled and I did it myself, and you need to see the struggle and you don't know how hard. And there's something about like, even you're like, ooh, do I want to give that up? But what if everything just flowed? Like she said something about receiving and being easier to receive. What do you just like, because it doesn't always have to be such a struggle.
Yeah. And maybe the struggle isn't like proving to others that like, see, I struggled. Maybe it's proving to myself like that struggle.
Right.
So it'd be nice to be like, I didn't climb that hill and go back down and climb that hill and go back down. It'd be nice to be like, I climbed that hill and then I kept going.
Or maybe you're going round the hill to the top.
Yep.
Because you're seeing all the different possibilities.
Ooh, touche.
The main thing in your chart, Randy, is to be thinking more internationally. And it looks like your tendency is to be community. And it needs you to think more globally. And also it's very expansive. Like you need adventures. You need to go places. You need to have a change of environment. Inspiration. It wants inspiration, freshness. And that's going to be there for, I think, maybe 8 years. Let me see. Still. Then it's got to go there. Okay. One moment. Oh, so I think you're going to do quite a bit of traveling. But it could also be traveling into other people's cultures, mindsets, philosophies. Okay, it's all the way until May 2040. Well, that's pretty long. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So 14 years of seeking inspiration and adventure, and then downtimes to integrate it and to be okay that the old rules are falling by the wayside. It's a lot of casting off old rules and letting yourself be, it's interesting. It really wants you to have the stepped back perspective of things and to see yourself also from a stepped back perspective of who am I? Who am I in the context of what's happening now and with whom I interact with and what's happening culturally. So what's happening in the world, we've had all the outer planets change signs, which hasn't happened since 1731 or something, since then, when they didn't even know about some of the planets. Yeah, they haven't discovered Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto yet. and they called it the Great Awakening. But we've just had all these planets change signs again, and these planets affect you. So most people are feeling a little uncomfortable about Saturn, which is government and leaders and boundaries, and Uranus, which is AI and other things too, young generations, and Neptune, which is film and music, and Pluto, the economy. Oh, also Uranus is like crypto. Okay, so we've got a lot of people like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? And you tend to feel all of these things because when you were born, for those who love astrology, know astrology, Pluto's on the sun. Uranus and the sun are 30 degrees apart. Neptune and the sun are 60 degrees apart. So there's a lot of outer planet energy that's happening in the world now. Big things, big changes. Huge. I mean, obviously, but huge changes. More than we've ever experienced in our physical lifetimes. And it's also happening in you. And with all the Libra, you like to be calm and rational and together and honest and loyal. Beautiful, beautiful Boy Scout. And you're changing them. Big changes. And it's not about rejecting people in your life. It's about, I don't want to keep adapting to talk about probably trauma, where that person's at. I want to talk about where we're headed. So you're going very futuristic. I don't even know what that means, but
Wow.
you probably do.
Yeah. I can feel a lot of those changes. I mean, we see the changes in the world and I feel tuned into that. But also the travel, the needing inspiration. I feel myself craving that and have for a little while. But also that futuristic, like where we're headed, I do feel projects in me or things in me where I'm like, where I would have been scared to do that or go for it or talk about these things, I feel this pull of like, no, we're going there. Like even this, doing this
Perfect
on the show
Right.
is but like I want to, like I want to talk about it, and I'm okay if people, this isn't for them or they don't believe in it or they think like I'm okay.
Are you going to say
with
judge
it.
me?
No, I'm sure that's in there too though. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Stephanie.
When I was studying astrology, and I had a serious teacher, and we were, as a class, like, what's going to happen in the year 2000, And we were all worried about the year 2000. And he was like, year 2000, that's nothing. Let me show you something. And then we didn't have PCs with programs or Macs at all. And he's like drawing it out. And he goes, now here's where all the planets are. And we're like, oh, they're all lined up. He goes, that's December 2019. That you should be a little nervous about. And
Oh my God.
huge changes. We're like, what huge changes? Well,
COVID.
I don't know. Things are getting very blurred between the lines. He goes with males, females, and like, okay, that be like homosexuality? He's like, gay, and no. That's old. Where have you been? That's so old. I'm like, okay. He said, no, it's something else. I don't even know. Something else. And he said, and look at this. We got like the world on fire, and we've got water level is something going on. We're like, what is that? And he said, and women's rights. And I'm like, well, didn't Gloria Steinem take care of that for a while? But no, and then we got a lot of racial things, and yeah, it's changing. There's a lot of big changes. Oh, it looks like there's a plague. We're like, a plague? We're like, should we not have children? Like, no, just live your lives. Just live your lives. Just keep going. But be open. Be open to the experience. And then you'll get to 2026. And we're all thinking, how old will we be? He's like, you'll get to 2026 and you'll be like new people. You'll be like the new humanity. It'll be fantastic. But everything you don't want to see comes up to the surface. All the secrets get revealed. Everybody knows everything. I guess we're all going to be telepathic. Well, I'll be dead, but you guys will all be telepathic. We're like, all telepathic. Yeah, because you know everything immediately between each other. So he didn't get the internet. Okay, but he got the rest pretty
Right.
good. I'm back
Yeah.
and look, pretty good job there.
Wow.
I remember seeing pictures of Australian fire, and I think it was China and Brazil. I'm like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every
I mean,
one
it
of
has
those
been
things.
quite something.
Yes. It
And
sure
now we're
has.
almost at the good part. Almost.
I'm
Really?
ready. I'm ready for it. We were talking about going down rabbit holes, and it sounds like from your story that you just knew, whether this was past life, whether this was it for you. And I think you have dedicated yourself to your craft, and it shows. And I just want to thank you. I think you're very humble and a lovely human being, but you are a master astrologer. You are a PhD. You have had companies who have asked you to write astrology books, to which you did. And I just wanted to highlight that because I think you deserve that.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. It's, I was kind of thrown into it. I take it we're out of time, so I won't go into the story, but came into a very new agey family before I think there was a new age. And so my mother's conducting seances and I'm sitting in the living room. And then one of the attendees the next time said, I have a couple presents for you. And I was like, for me? And she goes, yeah, so you can have something to read. And I open it up and it's Sydney Omar's My World of Astrology. And she said, I have a strong feeling this is for you. And I was like, wow. And I started reading that. And then that's all I talked about. And when there were book reports at school, everyone was like, anything but astrology, please. So that was kind of it. It is nice to sort of have that for you, beforehand.
Yeah. And you went into the banking world, right? Like, didn't you go into the banking world and worked at a couple different banks or something for a while?
Well, here's what happened. So the school counselor calls me in. How do you even know about that part? Anyway, the school counselor calls me in and says, we have a problem to figure out. And I said, you want me to figure it out? And I was like, oh. And she goes, you're the problem. I'm like, I'm the problem. I'm never the problem. She goes, no, you're the problem. Your parents were here today. They're moving without you. It's like, what? Yes. I'm like, you got it. What? No. They're like, yes. They didn't know how to tell you. So they are moving to another state, but you're not going. So we need to get you a job and we need to have you take a test, get your diploma, and get out of school right away.
How old were you?
I was 16. I
Oh
was
my
16.
gosh.
Oh my.
So that's what we did. And that school counselor said, I have a friend who does job placement. So we're going to, sometimes you got to lie. And you think adults don't lie, but they lie all the time. And I'm like, okay. She said, so you're 18. Get that in your mind. Memorize your birth date now, your new birth date. And I was like, okay. And then she said, no, I think it should be older. I think you should have just finished college. I'm like, okay. And she was, we're going to help you. Nobody's going to quit. No, there's no computers. It's just word. And so we're going to give you letters of endorsement and go meet this lady downtown. So I go downtown and they get me a job and I totally lied. And I say that I know how to spread financial statements and I'm learning through books at the library really fast. How do you do that? How do you do that? Okay, how do you do that? And survived. And then at the meantime, though, I'm doing people's readings in the bank and like, let me do a column in your newsletter. And then I went to work for another company and did coding cards for a computer that took up a whole floor. And people knew that I could do astrology. And so they would come hang out at my desk. I'm like, I got to punch these cards or there's no payroll. And they're like, do you know if I should marry this person? And I'm like, I need all the information. And not today. I got to get payroll. And so then I was there for a while. And then I met this guy on a Monday, married him on a Saturday. people want to do intervention, I get it. It was so insane. It was a Pluto type of person, so Tori will appreciate that. And moved to LA, and one of the people I knew that was a client of the last place I worked said, it's really good to become a programmer, and that's a huge field, and, we'll get you in there. So I go, the only woman there, and I'm thinking, this is not for me. This is not for me. No. And so I left there, and I went to the bank next door, and the woman hiring was a person who'd known me with all my lies. And she's like, we need to hire someone who gets along with all these personalities. Can you handle that? And they're like all fighting with each other. I'm like, no problem. And she's like, okay, here's the job. So I start the job the next day, and then they hire this guy who's running this ad agency to come in. And at the end of it, he says to me, I blew it, didn't I? I said, yeah, you did. And he said, what did I do wrong? And he said, you didn't do enough ass kissing to the owner. And he's like, okay. So I go interview with him, and I see he's got astrology books on his bookshelf. And I'm like, wait, what? And so we start talking about that. And then he has an astrologer, Roger Rubin, that he used to see in New York. And he's like, let's get a ticket. I'm going there to New York. You get a reading. And so we go see Roger Rubin, and I walk in, and Roger Rubin looks at my chart, and he said, what are you doing with this guy? And he's like, get out of what you're doing. Just sell your business and get back in school and study things you care about. And then do what you know you're supposed to do. And I'm like, he says, astrology. I was like, oh yeah, I love that stuff. And he's like, just do it. So I did. And here we are.
And here we are.
It was fun.
Oh my gosh. Wait, has anyone written a movie about your life?
You're funny. No, of course not.
See, that's where my brain goes. I'm listening the whole time. I'm like, oh my God.
It's so interesting, right?
Yes.
I was just going to say, I love knowing secrets. So you guys don't seem to have any secrets, but hearing all the secrets all the time of everybody, just like, whoa, I know all these secrets I'm looking for. So, but I'm also good with keeping secrets. I understand that's that's the deal I have between Venus and Saturn. It's pretty fun. Glad I picked it. And some things you just have things where someone's, they lost their dog, and they're like, I can't find my dog. And you're like, okay. And you're like, all right, they're going to be here. There's this kind of signpost. There's this. And then you hear back, found the dog. Like, it was like really far away, but we found the dog. Like, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Wow.
It's a fulfilling, satisfying thing.
Yeah. Amazing, Stephanie. Before we go, this has been so fun. Thank you for being with us and for being willing to, do our charts during the show.
I think you were like, pretty open.
Yeah,
I'd say you were pretty, and I didn't hold back.
Good.
You said,
I'm
don't
glad.
hold back.
I'm glad that you didn't. Yeah, I said don't hold back. You said give it to me straight. Can you mention the one thing? We'll put this in the show notes. But can you mention that group, the Global Visualization Group? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's a prosperity group right now. Years ago, it was a healing group, and now it is not every continent, almost. People, I pick a couple dates and times, and then everybody visualizes, and it's like receiving. It's prosperity, abundance, receiving, whatever you want to call it. I feel it's very important during this time that people are scared and stressed and not knowing what's going on. And so you feel it. Like when you've got hundreds of people focused on the same thing at the same moment, it's great. Anyway, that's kind of my pet project.
When I saw that, I wrote you and I said, I'm in for one. I will gladly be a part of that every month. And I'm sure you pick times.
You. I'm sorry.
Stephanie. So how does one learn more about that if they're interested?
They can call 818-340-4099 and leave their information. And Sherry, my assistant, will get back to them.
Okay, we're going phone numbers. We went old school.
Yeah, right.
We went really old school. Yep. It's acceptable crazy, So you got to...
Right.
So people don't get accepted now. Oh, my God. Anyway.
Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much.
Such a pleasure.
Wow, what an episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. I hope your mind was blown like ours were. And you learned something. If you have any questions or whatnot, reach out through social media. And I'm going to listen back to this 4 or 5 times because there's so much information, and being a part of it, I can't. So if you are inclined, listen back, because I know there was a lot of information and how this applies to you, how you can apply this in your life. Like, subscribe, follow. It really helps us. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. There are a lot of things that we talked about in this episode today. It's one thing to hear about this. It's another to take action and create the life that you want. If there's something that you want to create in your life, more fulfillment, more happiness, more joy, getting in touch with your intuition and how to make better decisions, then go to my website, randyspelling.com, and find out more there. Thanks.